Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Injury Law Pod. I am your host, Eric Bartlett, 28-year personal injury lawyer. And this is the podcast where we talk about all things personal injury law related. On today's episode, we're discussing National Work Zone Awareness Week. That is this week. And how many of us have either had a scary moment in a work zone? Hopefully, we haven't been the one to cause the scary moment, but there's always that driver that is driving too fast, trying to merge too late, or swerving, something in a work zone that is a very scary event. And unfortunately, every year there are serious injuries and even deaths to people that are working on the roads, repairing our roads, keeping them in good shape and safe condition so that we can travel about as we do. And so this week is just a great time to bring awareness to our obligations as drivers, to be mindful of those work zones and understand the importance and the measures that are in place and how we as drivers can contribute to safer roadways. So again, as the road work season gears up, Missouri is gearing up for an unprecedented construction season. The Missouri Department of Transportation anticipates between 800 to 1,000 active work zones daily across our state this year. And these projects range from minor maintenance tasks to significant infrastructure overhauls, such as the Improve I-70 KC project, which commenced recently and will continue in phases through 2028. With such extensive activity, the emphasis on safety becomes paramount, not just for the workers, but for every motorist on the roadways. So the statistics from 2024 are sobering. There were 23 fatalities in Missouri work zone crashes, with distracted driving contributing to at least 4 of these tragic incidents. And I've done podcasts on distracted driving before. If you want to hear more about that, you can click on the link above. But additionally, over 350 work zone crashes were reported statewide. And let's just go through a couple of those incidents that happened. In September of 2024, 60-year-old Jay Bone, who was a seasoned MoDOT maintenance worker, was fatally struck by an 18-year-old driving a semi truck on a rural highway in Pettis County. Jay was performing his duties on a 2-lane road without shoulders when the incident occurred. The Missouri State Highway Patrol reported that the young driver lost control of his vehicle, and it led to the death of Mr. Bone. Then in November 2021, MoDOT employees Caitlin Anderson, who was 6 months pregnant, and James Brooks were killed while working on Telegraph Road over I-255. A driver experiencing a medical emergency veered into the work zone, striking both workers. The incident not only claimed their lives, but also sparked discussions about worker safety and the need for stricter regulations. And then in April of last year, 34-year-old construction worker Christopher Johnson lost his life in a work zone crash in South St. Louis County. 2 18-year-olds were reportedly street racing when one lost control of his vehicle, crashing into the work zone and hitting Johnson. The driver faced charges including first-degree involuntary manslaughter. Again, just 3 stories of recent incidents, and they serve as a stark reminder of the dangers that are present in work zones. They highlight the critical need for drivers to remain vigilant, adhere to posted speed limits, and avoid distractions. Every precaution taken can make the difference between life and death for those working to maintain and improve our roadways. In a recent article, John Nelson, MoDOT's state highway safety and traffic engineer, highlighted that high speeds and distractions remain significant risk to work zone employees. Even with the implementation of Missouri's Siddons Binning hands free law, and again, if you don't know about that, we currently have a law in place. You cannot have your phone in your hand while you're driving. But in any event, that led to a nearly 50% decrease in work zone vehicle strikes. But vigilance is still crucial, according to Mr. Nelson. Missouri has enacted several laws, again, the Siddons Binning hands free law, and also the move over law, which requires drivers to change lanes or slow down when approaching emergency or MoDOT vehicles with active lights in place. These laws are complemented by public awareness campaigns like the National Work Zone Awareness Week and also the Buckle Up, Phone Down campaign that has been underway, encouraging drivers to prioritize safety. So, the real impact of work zone safety or the lack thereof is felt deeply by those on the front lines. Kevin James, who's an assistant district engineer for MoDOT's Northeast District, shared a harrowing experience. Mr. James told the story about how they were working on a 2-lane road, they were flagging traffic, and a car didn't stop for the flagger. His coworker shouted to him, "Get off the road," and he managed to jump out of the way just in time. These close calls happen all the time, and they underscore the importance of driver attentiveness and adherence to safety protocols. Again, you just cannot afford to be distracted, number one, while driving. Number two, as you approach a work zone, it's crucial and critical because, again, every day there are close calls. So, National Work Zone Awareness Week, which is observed this week, April 21st through the 25th, serves as a platform to educate and remind drivers about the importance of work zone safety. This year's theme is Work with Us, which emphasizes collaboration between motorists and road workers to ensure everyone's safety. Events across Missouri this week have included in Springfield and Joplin, brought together MoDOT officials, law enforcement, and contractors to share experiences and promote safety measures. So, what are some practical tips for us as drivers to make sure we don't end up in an unfortunate situation? Well, there's several steps that we can take to contribute to safer work zones. Number one, again, stay alert. Got to make sure you're paying attention at all times when you're driving. That half a second to a second that you're not paying attention to the roadway can make all the difference between getting to your destination without an incident or there being significant consequences. You got to obey the posted signs, follow speed limits and other posted instructions diligently when you're approaching a work zone. Again, I know we've all seen it. People speeding through work zones, creating dangerous situations with the speed of their vehicle in relation to the speeds of other vehicles, things like that. Again, keep your focus on the road and avoid using your phone. And you need to maintain safe distances. You've got to keep a safe distance between your vehicle and the one ahead of you. You've got to allow ample time to react. Again, when people try to merge late, they create a problem. You've got to be, number one, aware, see what's going on. And number two, you've got to have enough space so that you can react to an unexpected situation with another vehicle. And again, plan ahead. Use traffic apps, or MoDOT has their own online resources to stay informed about active work zones. You can plan your routes accordingly. And, sometimes you can avoid them. And there's nothing more frustrating for us as drivers having to get into a work zone, especially if it's a large construction project. So if you can avoid it on your route, even better, because not only do you not have to worry about a work zone, and the safety aspects that go with it, but also you might just get to your destination much more efficiently. So, again, a very important week, a week that we as drivers, again, we're all on the roads pretty much every day. We're going to encounter work zones, and we just have to really be thinking about people's lives are on the line, whether it's your own or whether it's somebody that's just out doing their job, trying to make the roads better for us, whatever that looks like. Again, there's real life examples happening every day. We, as personal injury lawyers, have represented people, road workers that have been hurt in these types of accidents. Um, and it's not a good situation because these people are out there working, they're exposed, they don't have protection. And when accidents happen, it's usually a serious injury that occurs. Again, it can even be a fatality, and nobody wants that in their life. So, have a great week. Again, keep in mind as you're traveling this summer what's going out there on the roadways. Be diligent, stay alert, and as always, stay safe and stay well.